name is Sarah, so I'll be showing you guys on how to do the wood chopper. But before that, there are 3 primary muscles, which is the pectoralis major, oblique, and the rectus abdominis. So in the video, I will show you the upward face, downward face, and the breathing cues. Okay, so for the first phase, it will be our starting position. So make sure the cable is at the highest point, and then for the grip, make sure it's at close neutral grip, and just pull back to have a tension. Make sure your hands are overhead, and lastly, your elbows are extended. Okay, so for the downward space, make sure you pull the cable to have the tension, and then just pull the cable towards the front of your body and make sure downwards and reaches your hip. So the alternative exercise will be using the medicine ball. So instead of going from the upward face, you will starting from the downward face. So you'll be doing from the downward face and then upward face, and then you will release the ball and hit the wall. So now I'll be demonstrating to you on how to do it. Downward, upward, and release. Catch it. And then one more time. Downward, upwards, and release. Okay.
An alternative exercise to this would be the barbell overhead press. Okay, so one of the exercises is a dumbbell shoulder press. The equipment required are 2 dumbbells as well as a seat or bench with back support. The primary muscles targeted are the deltoids, trapezius, and triceps brachii. Now for the starting position, grab 2 dumbbells with a closed grip. Ensure feet flat on the floor, back against the rest. Next, position the dumbbells around shoulder height with elbows bent and palms facing forward. Next would be the upward movement phase. Extend your elbow to press the dumbbell up with a controlled pace. This is followed by the downward movement phase, where you slowly lower back to shoulder level, keeping your wrist rigid. Safety precautions. Ensure the use of a close grip. Do not use weights which are beyond your capabilities, as well as avoid arcing your back. For breathing, inhale during the downward movement and exhale during the upward movement. For spotting, spotters should stand behind the lifter and have their arms positioned nearby the wrist. Lastly, for progression and regression, other than changing the weights, such as increasing or decreasing them, for regression, you may opt to use resistance bands instead of the dumbbells. And for progression, you may choose to slow down the tempo or add pauses. For example, counting 3 seconds for the downward movement phase, or adding a 1 second pause at the top of the movement.
Hi guys, today I'll be teaching core bracing. The function of core bracing is to stabilize the torso and stiffen the back, especially in the lumbar region, to protect you from injury when you run, jump, throw things, or you lift weights. So, the muscles that you'll be working for core bracing would be the diaphragm, rectus abdominis, transverse abdominis, internal external oblique, your hip flexors, your multifidus, and your erectus minimi. Now, I'll be providing instructions on how to perform core bracing. First, take a deep breath through your nose. Thereafter, slowly exhale and direct all the air to your abdominal region and contract the muscles of your abdominal region. Hold this contraction for 5 to 10 seconds. Next, for the purpose of the demonstration, I'll be using a light object such as this toilet roll over here to show you what core bracing would look like. Right now, I will be laying flat on the ground with my legs, back and head in contact with the ground. Then, I will be placing the light object at the top of my abdominal region, and following the coaching cues, I'll take a deep breath through my nose, and I'll exhale slowly and contract my abdominal muscles, and you'll look something like this. As you can see, the elevation was very subtle, and that is how you brace your core. A progression for core bracing, you can consider holding the contraction for longer than 5 to 10 seconds, and a regression would be to lower the duration of the contraction. I'll be teaching you guys how to perform walking lunges. First and foremost, let's discuss the functions of walking lunges. What walking lunge does is to improve the lower body strength, as well as increase the range of motion of hip flexors and hamstrings, and improve core stability and balance. This will aid the athletes in running faster and jumping higher. The muscles involved in performing a walking lunge would be the abdominal muscles, the hip flexors, the glutes, hamstrings, quads, and calves. Now, I'll be demonstrating how to perform a walking lunge. So, first will be to keep your feet shoulder width apart, and to take your hands and place them on either side of your waist to ensure that the only muscles that will be maintaining stability will be your core muscles. With your feet shoulder width apart and your hands on your waist, take a step forward. In this case, I'll be placing my left foot forward. So I'll be lifting my left foot, and as I come into contact with the ground, my ankle will touch it first, and my knee will bend such that it is parallel to the ground. As my hind leg lowers into a lunge position. Now, without shifting the placement of my left foot, I would extend my knee, and I'll take another step forward with the same coaching cues. It is important to note that during the lunge position, your knee does not exceed that of your ankle. So it should be directly above your ankle in terms of placement, and not slightly too much in front or too much at the back. So the right form would be to maintain proper alignment, like so. It is important not only to note the alignment of the frontal leg, you must also keep in mind that of the hind leg. A common mistake that people make would be to abduct their hip outwards. As a result, their knees will be outwards. And this affects the weight distribution and might cause injury. I'll be showing you what I mean by that. Following the same coaching cues of legs shoulder width apart and hands to the side of your waist, I'll be taking a step and showing you the common mistake. Left leg forward, ankle to the ground. Notice how my hips abduct laterally. Yeah, this will affect the weight distribution and might cause injury to the person. So what you want to do is to consciously abduct the hip and ensure proper alignment. It will look something like this. Notice my leg, it is not abducted as just now, as I'm consciously bringing it in to ensure proper alignment. From a sagittal view, it will look something like this. Compared to, if I were to not be conscious of the alignment, it would look something like this. A progression for walking lunges would be to add additional weight, and you can start with light weights such as 2 kgs, 3 kgs, and work your way up. So it will look something like this. From the sagittal view, you want to hold your weight to your chest and ensure that your legs are shoulder width apart, and keep your hands here. So take the first step, ankle to the ground, ensure proper alignment of the hips and the knee on top of the ankle, and take another step. And that's how you do it. From the frontal view would be to stand shoulder width apart, hands holding the weights, and take the first step. Hips align, take another step. Hips align. Another progression for walking lunges would be to incorporate static holds as well as negative ascents and descents. What I mean by this would be to follow the same coaching cues, hands on my waist, legs shoulder width apart. As I lower myself into the walking lunge position, I will hold this position for 5 to 10 seconds, followed by the next leg, which I will perform the same. What I mean by negative ascents and descents would be, for example, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, up, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So on and so forth. For regression, if you cannot perform consecutive reps, you can choose to perform single reps. What I mean by that is, you can ensure you have a wall behind you and perform stationary reps. So what you want to do is to lean yourself against the wall, flat, with your ankles touching the wall, being in contact with the wall. Same, maintain the feet shoulder width apart and hips, hands on your hips. And take the first step. Down, hips align, and then go back. And then alternate. Hips align, go back. Similarly, if you can't find a wall, you can just do stationary on the ground without the backing of the wall. So you do something like this. Go back. Go back. I will be demonstrating a few reps of how proper walking lunge should be like. So from the frontal view, legs shoulder width apart, hands on either side of the waist. Take the first step. Hips align, proper alignment. Without moving the left leg, I'll take the right leg forward and repeat the process. Now, from the sagittal view, following the same coaching cues, hands at the waist. Take the first step forward, and another one, to ensure the proper alignment of the knee on top of the ankle.
Okay, so I'll be teaching you how to do a power clean. So it will be the power exercise for you. So it will be targeting two muscle groups, the gluteus maximus and your hamstrings. Okay, so now I'll be demonstrating your starting position. So your starting position will require you to have your feet shoulder width apart, your toes pointing forward. Make sure your hand is doing a close grip and not like this open with your thumbs out. Make sure to maintain your neutral spine, so don't need to purposely like arch your back to make it straight. So your starting position will be like a deadlift. Make sure your back is neutral spine and keep the bar close to your shin. After thrusting your hips forward, you want to bring the bar to your chest level and try to scoop underneath the bar. Make sure your elbows are flexed. So I'll just do a demonstration on how you should like scoop underneath the bar. So example, as you slowly extending and then with your hips thrust, with a jumping motion, right, you'll scoop underneath the bar. The alternative exercise for your power clean, it can be the high pull. So the movements are the same thing, just that when you bring the bar to your chest level, you don't have to scoop underneath. So I'll just do a demonstration. So it's the same thing, same start. As you go up, then you bring. Okay, so the next exercise that I'll be showing you is the barbell squats. So the muscles that will be targeted will be your quads, your quadriceps, your hamstrings, and your gluteus maximus. Okay, so before we get to your starting position, you need to first unrack the bar from the squat rack. So make sure the bar is at a correct level. Yeah. And make sure when you, after going down, when you go up, make sure you don't lock your knees. Make sure you have, when you go up, there's a little bit of a bend. Okay. So next will be your downward face. So you will be bending your knees downwards. Make sure your knees don't go past your toes and go all the way down and up. Okay, so for your downward face, and also make sure to look straight when you are going up and down, like down and up. Make sure you're just looking straight. Okay. Okay, so for the downward face, your breathing will be you'll be breathing in. So just a demo. So you just go down, you breathe in. Then when you go up, you breathe out. So for the upward face, since you already with your knees bent, so you just drive up as fast as you can. Okay, so for the safety cues, make sure your feet are really like shoulder width apart, not too near, not too wide.
Okay, so for alternative exercise, right, instead of using the barbell, you can use the kettlebell. So, same cues, your feet are shoulder width apart, just that now you don't have the barbell on your shoulders. Make sure you grip the kettlebell with your thumbs outside. So you grip, same thing, you go down, you breathe in, and up, breathe in, and out. Okay.